What is going on, guys? Welcome to a video that I was not expecting to make, but as you guys can see behind me, I am back in Reno. Just drove up last night, and unfortunately while I was driving, my turn signal, if I put my key in the ignition and put the hazards on, there's no clicking. And when I go to the left, there's nothing. So the reason why that happened is because if you go LED in for your turn signals, the resistance makes a hyperflash. And to resolve this issue, you need one of these heavy duty flashers. Without further ado, let's get into this video and let's start the intro. Hope you guys having a good day, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's do this. So last night, as I was driving up into the night from Las Vegas to Reno, my flasher started to not click as powerfully, and by the end of the night when I got here to the house, it just was completely gone. So I went over to O'Reilly's and grabbed another one. The one I have right now in it is a yellow one, which it's a magnetic flasher, where it's supposed to be like a loud flasher, like the loudest one they have. I didn't know that before I installed that, so I'm hoping this one is a upgrade. It's a long life flasher, so I believe it's going to actually be better flasher. I'm hoping that it lasts a lot more time, but it's supposed to be an upgrade, so hopefully it fits, and also hopefully it works the same and it doesn't have as loud as a click. So I'm going to show you guys right now how to take out all of your under dash parts or under here, and I'm going to show you guys how to help you guys install this into your 90 to 95 second gen 4Runner or your second gen T100 or pickup truck, because they weren't the Tacomas yet. Okay, so to take this off, it's actually extremely simple. There's all these screws in here, and then there's a 10 millimeter. So we're gonna go ahead and take these screws off. So there's one right here. There we go. There's another one right in here. And then one more up here. So these two screws right here didn't come with the car, so you were gonna have 4 of these little screws right here. The reason why I have these on is because the actual bit inside, like the threads got ripped out, so unfortunately I had to make bigger ones, but these ones work perfectly, and I think I got them for free, so it works out perfect. And I don't think I have a 10 in here. So a quick side note real quick for any of you that have just started working on cars, or just got your new first tool set, whatever. The way I like to think of what tools are for what job is, so say you're doing an interior job and you have a lot of plastics and a lot of these 10 millimeter bolts that are in your interior. I would highly recommend using a 1/4 inch to take everything out, because if you use the 3/8, there's a chance that you can strip a bolt, or not strip a bolt but strip the threads, because the plastics in there do not need that much force to be tightened. So I like to use 1/4 inches for all of my interior bits and little small things on the engine bay, but then when it comes to bigger jobs, 3/8, and then the biggest jobs, 1/2 inch. So just a little trick tip that I like to use. So I usually use a drill for this, but I have no idea where my drill is right now, and I really don't want to go find it. It's packed away somewhere, so and the best way I like to think of using power tools is use them to take them out, never use them to put it in, unless you don't care about like the bolts. So alright, so now this whole thing is just going to pull off. It will be stuck right here, so you just have to wiggle it out a little bit, and then that cover will fall off. That's just how it goes. Alright, so here is what I'm talking about. I have the stock one still in. I actually zip tied the flasher to the other part just because it was just easier. So let's go ahead and take out this flasher real quick. I guess it got hot or something, and it just, yeah, totally fried that. So that's what's inside of this thing. If you've ever been curious, this is the flasher it comes with. It's part number 79007. Notice it has 3 prongs, and this only has 2, right? So don't be worried, that doesn't mean anything, because all it is power and ground. So because now I am able to take this one out, because before I couldn't take that one out, I'll just be able to there is a right way to put this in. I just plugged it in right now and I tried the turn signals and it didn't work. So I checked the fuse, because that's usually where I go next, and the fuse wasn't blown. So I was like, okay, that's weird. So there's 3 prongs, right? So I unfortunately had this prong in the top most connector. So it has to be put like this. So if the connector is looking you straight in the face and it's 3 prong like this, this has to go on the top, this has to go on the side. Power and ground. So now when we plug it in, just make sure that that top pin goes into the top pin right here. As soon as you connect it, you get your turn signals on. And hazards work as well. So if you are interested in doing this modification, this is the part number from O'Reilly's. You can go to AutoZone, Napa, and as long as you have this part number, they should be able to cross-reference it. This one's a Novita, which is usually where you will get most of these heavy flasher kits. That's usually what they're called. This yellow one, that's what this is. And this one's the loudest one they have. Did not know that at the time, but I'm glad I got something quieter. So it's going to be the LL552 upgrades from 536 and 552. So I will put a link down in the description for this exact one if you want to go to O'Reilly's, or if you want to order on Amazon, whatever you want to do, go ahead. I'm just going to put everything back together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I figured if this is going off in my car, maybe you guys want to upgrade your guys' 4Runners to LED for the headlights and the turn signals, and the brake lights. My brake lights are also LED. Also, I will give you guys a little side note. So I don't have my front bumper, and usually they have your side markers right here in the front. I have a bash bar, so I actually put mine right up in here, which you can actually see in there that they're LED. These are really bright LEDs. Got them on Amazon. I made it so that they're up here in the front now, which is, I think, is a lot better. I will be getting lights right here, some hello lights or some off-road lights, just so I can use those for when I'm trying to go around in the trails, all that kind of stuff. This car right here, I haven't really talked too much about it, but I'm gonna open the hood. So for those of you guys that don't know, and for those that do, this is a 1994 Toyota 4Runner with the 3V slow, so the 3.0 V6 that Toyota has. I am going to be putting another engine into this. I'm sure you guys already know what engine I'm going to do. I'm also going to upgrade the radiator because I want a bigger radiator. I'm going to delete the washer fluid, and I'm probably going to have the radiator come all the way down, and I'm going to put electrical fans on this thing. And then I'm also going to be putting a lift on this and a new tire package. So I'm really excited for what this car is going to be. I'm going to make this rig ready for when winter hits, so I can go do all the trailing I want to do, and hopefully you guys are excited. Come along with me on that. They did a chrome delete, and not that it doesn't look good, but when I was rebuilding this car, where actually I have a video, one of my original videos, I'll put the video link right here of me actually getting this car. I bent this right here from the engine, so I'm going to pull all this up. Every single thing that this car has needed that I've neglected because I could not let this car go down is going to get fixed, and I'm going to start collecting all the parts, which I do have a lot of the parts for the engine swap already, but I'm going to collect all those parts. I'm going to buy the engine, put it on an engine stand, and build it, make it where all I got to do is one day or one weekend, whatever days I have off, I'm going to just do a whole video of me taking the whole engine out and deleting all of the evap lines, all of everything I don't need. I don't want to shave the bay, but I'm going to make it as less clutter as possible, and then we're going to do some force induction stuff to it, so I'm really excited about that. I will have to give a shout out to Dirt Garage. I actually have watched their whole video on the engine swap that I want to do in this, and they make everything very, very easy and simple. So big shout out to them for making that video. It's gonna make getting this thing done a lot simpler and a lot more efficient, and we're gonna have some fun with this thing, with that thing. We got my Mark III Super up here. Again, very excited that this thing made it up. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Joey, his Instagram right here, Joey, and Dane's, the other Instagram right above it. The boys came over when my roommate dropped this car off and filled up the tires, and they just washed this whole thing, and they washed the engine bay, which I'm actually kind of curious to what it looks like now, because they said it looked really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and see what the engine bay looks like after it's been slightly cleaned. It looks better. It does look better. It's not as trashed. Oh, I'm so excited for this. It's gonna be so good. And then you already know, the hero car of the channel, the SC. Because unfortunately my LEDs are very, very bright, it looks like I have my high beams on. Because of that, I'm gonna put some off-road yellow lights, so that when I am not on the highway and just off in the back roads or wherever I decide to take this thing, because this car is now going to turn from my daily driver to a trail. It's gonna be a fun trail off-road car that I can go and have fun with. I will speak more on the build later on for the full plans, and the reason why I brought this up is because in the front these are LEDs, however in the back these are still the halogens. The reason why that is because when you install LEDs, like I said, the resistance is less, so you get the Hyperflash. When you do both the front and the rear for the LEDs, these older trucks can't read the resistance from the LEDs, so what happens is it actually completely disables the turn signals, like in general. So you have to get a resistor that in the electrical system basically just tricks the system to think that there's more resistance being pushed, which makes the LEDs work again. Easy upgrade, and also LEDs don't burn out as quick as halogens do, because halogens have it's a filament in the bulb. LEDs, they don't get as hot and they don't burn out as quickly. So anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you guys haven't already, and follow the journey. We are going to be doing some really, really cool things with some cars that we have up here. So appreciate you guys watching like always, and I'll keep you guys updated on what goes on. And never forget guys, always stay positive and stay true to who you are. Until next video, thank you guys so much for watching.